For Gianlorenzo Blengini, the next few days could be the end of their season. If they lose tonight and go out of European competition, and then they lose to Monza on Sunday in Game 4 of the Italian Championship, then that'll be it for Lube's year. So plenty riding on it for the home team. As always, we'll be meeting the away side first of all. Itas Trentino, we pretty much know what their lineup should be. And before we meet the Trentino team, let's introduce you to the referees. First referee, Mikhail Koutsoulas of Greece, and ably assisted by Croatia's Bruno Mua. So referees in place and good to go. Lube watching interestedly through the net to see which players head out for the starting lineup for Fabio Soli, but I don't think we're in for any surprises. It's the standard Trentino funky dance. That is a team that is very, very confident right now, and rightly so. So Kuzmanic, Jan Kuzmanic, Slovenian middle blocker, 28 years of age, 2 meters and 5, heads to the floor. 2 meters and 11 tall Alessandro Michieletto, left-handed left side. Right-handed right side is Luxembourg's finest. Starts as we expected for Kamil Rychlitsky, and a start for Italy's Daniele Lavia. Playmaker will be Alessandro Acquaroni, has stood in very well indeed for the injured Riccardo Spettoli. And finally onto the floor, another youngster, another talented youngster, Gabriele Lorenzano, 20-year-old libero, the defensive specialist. So Lavia, Michieletto left side, Rychlitsky opposite, Acquaroni setting, with Kuzmanic and Podraskinin through the middle. That's Fabio Soli's starting line. Time now for the Predator fans here in the Eurosuole to get a bit more animated. I'm fascinated to see who Gianlorenzo decides to start here. So no surprises, captain Luciano De Cecco out there dabbing his way to the floor as he usually does. Marlon Yant, Minister of Defence, thrown into the action. Fabio Balasso at libero. It is Chinanyesi middle with Anzani. Let's confirm that for you. Starting at setter is De Cecco. Lagumja is the opposite, with Nikolov and Yant through the outside. Left side, Chinanyesi and Anzani are the middles, and Fabio Balasso the libero. That's a strong lineup for Lube, with Zaitsev waiting in the wings, and Matteo Bottolo also potentially available for Gianlorenzo Blengini. Well, two fabulous sides. As Fabio Soli said, this needs to be a game that honours the level that these two teams are playing at, but also honours the fact this is a CEV Champions League volley semi-final, and it does not get much bigger than that. A place then in the SuperFinals between these two great squads, up for grabs in the 99th meeting between these two clubs. Lube 53-45 up over the years, but they haven't beaten Trentino this season. We are good to go in the Eurosuole Forum. Daniele Lavia of Trentino in the white and blue shirts. The away team get the second leg of this CEV Champions League semi-final underway. And that is a rip snorter from Chinanyesi. What a set from De Cecco, and watch De Cecco march away. He doesn't want to celebrate, he just wants to play more of that kind of volleyball. Lube then, in the black, the team chasing this match, lost game 1 by 3-1 after looking pretty promising. But it means, if they want to force the issue tonight, Lube in the black have to win by 3-0 or 3-1. That'll force a golden set. If Trentino win by any scoreline or lose in 5 sets, they will be going through to the super final. Out of system pass from Jan. Block had him isolated. He thinks he's touched the block. Michieletto says definitely not. Not the best pass, that, from Yant. Good high swing. It would have been Michieletto that touched it, but he says no, and Chico Blengini decides against the video check. 2-1 Trentino. Kozumernik with the hybrid jump serve again. It's another cracker. Yant, another swing. This time forces it through the arms of the three-man block. It feels like an evening where we should have drama. But Trentino coming into this with a certain amount of control. Odds are certainly stacked in the away team's favour. Marlon Yant Herrera then with his first serve of the game. It's a good one. Beautiful pass from Lavia. And how about that from Kamil Rychlitsky? He just has this phenomenal ability of basically step close. He doesn't do a huge amount more with his approach, but he gets high. And when you watch him in the warm-up, you understand that he's a very powerful athlete. He plants the ball on the floor in the warm-up. But in the game, he is circumspect. He is very considered with his offense. Nice run. Good tempo from Decheko, out wide to Nikolov. And Nikolov gets his first semi-free net, although against Acquaroni, he's going to be able to go straight over the top of him all night. Poor old Acquaroni, only 1.83 m, but he's not on court to block, he's on court to set, and he's been doing a phenomenal job as Spatoli's replacement. Nice. Blockers saw it coming. They knew that pipe on the reverse was available with Lavia out of the back line, but just couldn't get there and close it. Nice variation on the set location. Lavia puts his first point on the board. Zani defended and whacked sideways off the block by Lavia. He's not a heavy scorer. He's got 97 points for the tournament. He's a kind of 13 to 15, 16, 17 player. Anything bigger than that, and Lavia's had a good game. What he's on court doing is defending, serving well, setting up the pass. This man, though, about to serve, is a scoring machine. Michieletto hammers his first one into play. That's good work. Michieletto style, actually, from Alex Nikolov. Goes up aggressive. And a little bent arm tip. Second kill for Nikolov. Smooth swing from Legumja at the service line. Well defended off the block. Legumja gets the return play. Not to Checo's best set. To the Turkey opposite. Oh, wow! What on earth has Lavia had for breakfast? This is a phenomenal hit. Great defence from Acquaroni. Out of system set from Podraskinin. And that is a spike and a half from Lavia. He's on 3 points already, looking magnificent. Oh, real mess here. Oh, clever play. That's the easiest point he'll score all season, Lavia. But clearly, Chico Blengini thinks there's been an infringement, net touch, I think I heard mentioned. And our first video check of the evening. It's block touch. There we go. Well, if it was a block touch challenge, then obviously feeling the point should have continued. All the players will have their own opinion here. Yeah, making the point that Trentino played on. And very calmly, Fabio Soli just confirming with the second referee exactly what the challenge is for. Yeah, a block touch did sound suspicious, so it is net touch. So if it's net touch, it'll be automatically Lube's point. I don't think it's gone their way. No, hasn't gone their way. Trentino pick up the point. Daniele Lavia picks up his 4th kill with a volley from the floor. Good blocking hands. Oh, again, Acquaroni with a tight feed to Rychlitsky, who draws the net touch out of the Lube blockers. Not the best setting from Ducecco and Acquaroni on the last 2 contacts. Cheeky tip. Well, timeout, Blengini.
Colpevolizzare. Questa è una partita dove certe imprecisioni non ce le possiamo permettere, ok? Punto. Avanti, sappi che col muro basso il 6 è lì, ok? Però lo sappiamo, quindi bisogna fare molto bene cose difficili. Avanti, sciolti, senza troppo.
This is completely not the start that Lube and coach Blengini wanted. That aggressive first swing, that beautiful first swing. Well, 5 points for Lavia. Down for 4, my apologies. Sorry, Daniele, stole one off you there. Good pass from Balasso. Better set from Ducecco, but it still looks like it's coming through low to Lagumja. It's keeping the blockers interested. Oh, he's played it. Balasso's played it. That was going out, surely. Well, it matters not. Lube win the point, but some panicky stuff down there from the home team. Good hustle from the big man, Michieletto. That was going wide. Balasso, though, felt he had to play it, and Lagumja, fortunately, applies the finishing touch. He started steadily, hasn't had the best sets yet. Nikolov's first serve attempt is errant. No restriction on overseas players in the European competitions, so both the coaches, who were bound by Italian regulations about how many overseas players you can have on the floor, can actually play whoever they want tonight. And Lagumja with another good heavy swing. I like the way he started the match. Good swing from the shortest player in a regular shirt out there, Acquaroni. It's a good serve as the Trentino backup setter. Good pass, Lorenzano. Beautifully done. Acquaroni feeding the pipe, and Michieletto opening up a vicious angle. Classic lefty, just tapping it away from his body. That was a really controlled swing from the Prince. Good hit from Lavia. He's got the bit between his teeth, and that's a magnificent stop. Rychlitsky way over the net. Oh, Marlon Yant. And Rychlitsky adds a block to his kill. Oh, huge. That's huge. He's so far out of the line of his body there to shut that line down, and Marlon Yant did not like that. Lavia ace. This is ridiculously good from Daniele Lavia. 5 kills and an ace. That is a massive contribution of points already from the player that usually plays third fiddle to Rychlitsky and Michieletto. Gets the full flex from Lorenzano and Michieletto.
Responsabilità per fare bene le cose difficili, sono partite così, ma non tranquilli. Non possiamo aspettare a vedere che succede. Succede che ci vengono addosso. Dobbiamo andare, Andare!
Well, the first set and the first part of the first set need not necessarily dictate where a game is going, but this is definitely not the start Gianlorenzo Blengini wanted. His team in all sorts of bother. I'm not sure status quo are going to save them. Yant and Nikolov, the two left side players, both missed. Balasso takes the pass, and a power tip from Dicecco on that second ball was nearly defended. He stalks away to the service line again. Good pass, Lorenzano. Nice high contact. Blockers do their job though. Slow it down for Balasso, and Yant nails it. Second kill for Marlon Yant. That is an absolute thunderbolt. Oh, what a hit. It's past Rychlitsky and Kuzmernik as well. Error from Dicecco. This is what Legumji was talking about in the press conference earlier in the week. They've got to go aggressive, but they mustn't get caught up in the frenzy. Frenzy produces errors. Back to the hybrid serve. So hybrid float ball toss, but he wraps over the top of it, Kuzmernik. Nope, not this time. Changes up the action. And doesn't produce anything. Solid pass from Balasso. Solid kill from Chinanyesi. 2 balls to score with for the French Olympic champion. How good has Podraskinin been this season? The Serbian middleman asked to step up to take over the captaincy. Wow. Legumja creeps into that 3-man block, and that's a big block. Chinanyesi, Legumja, Nikolov. Don't fancy your chances getting past that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful kill. Block for Legumja on Rychlitsky. Marlon Yant doesn't get a lot on that serve. Good pass, Lavier, and Podraskinin gets his first swing of the game. He stepped up to the captaincy seamlessly. Looks like he was born to do it, and he's really enjoyed himself as well. You can tell. He's loved being the leader of this team. Doesn't have Sreko Lisinats alongside him in that middle partnership anymore, but Kuzmernik has stepped up to the plate. Error, Rychlitsky. Now we're going to keep an eye on Chico Blengini, because he will be considering moves towards the second half of this set, especially if Lube can't find a way back on the scoreboard. Good defence from Dicecco. Scrappy play. Heavier hit. Michieletto's missed it. No touch on the block, no video check. Lube getting back into this game. Now, is that a video check? I wonder if the captain, Podraskinin, thinks he's seen or heard something here. Pretty sure it was him that was suggesting to Fabio Soli that he does go to the video check. But the blockers would normally have admitted the touch by now. There's a great bank of Predator fans. No touch. No touch. That's a huge block, isn't it? God dear me. This is good from Lube. They've done very well to ride out an early storm. Trentino were looking super smooth, but the Lube serve has improved. Lavier doesn't get the pipe. The blockers were waiting for Lavier to be released, and Podraskinin gets his second go through the middle. This is quite a quick tempo. So it's a 3-point cushion at the moment. Michieletto to serve. Still pretty handy for Trentino. Tough one. What a pass from Yant. That's a beautiful set. That's an absolute peach from Dicecco. Here you go, Addis. Feast on that. Don't mind if I do. Good swing from Addis Legumja. Just that little bit of peak. You can set tempo to Legumja, but you've got to get the peak on it to give him time to swing. Again, pipe attack is successful for Trentino. Michieletto forcing it through. The bare bones of the scoring mathematics are that if Trentino win 2 sets, the match is over. I just wonder how messy it's going to get after that if Trentino do win the first 2 sets. It's a good serve. Podraskinin got a little bit of float bend on that, but it was a topspin serve. Ace for Marco. Better pass. Nicely hit. I love that tempo. Nikolov almost demands that tempo, and he's got such a huge hitting window. Must be a dream to set to. So, timeout called by Fabio Soli. He's got to go to work, and his concern here is that Nikolov will hit a vein of form at the service line.
Il cambio palla in questa rotazione qui e nelle 2 successive è fondamentale, Dai, via! Vamos!
His coaching this year has been brilliant. It really has. He must be in line for some kind of award, Fabio Soli. That's some very, very big shoes to fill. But he's done it supremely well. And the finish to this season is going to be something special in Italy. The finish to our Champions League season in Europe is going to be brilliant as well. All-Italian women's final guaranteed. And Italy will be involved in the men's final. Trentino or Lube is the question, though. Marlon Yant decided it's time to play. Realising once again that he's got Acquaroni and Kuzmiernik side by side. Not easy for Kuzmiernik to make the right blocking move against the shorter player, or with the shorter player. And the overpass is just thundered home. Lube are back in this first set, and Trentino have a few concerns here. What a great tempo set.
Nostro attacco a 2, ricordiamoci cosa fa Yant e cosa poter fare con le basi che sappiamo, Vai, via! Questo stai là, vai!
So 17-16, both coaches have used both their timeouts. Very concerned that they want to do everything, I think, to make sure that nothing gets away from them early in this match. Lube fans a bit more engaged now. So Lorenzano has passed well until this phase. Just a bit shaky at the moment on serve reception, the libero. Oh, diving dig on the pass. Lavia goes off pace. Nikolov is on it. Yant frustrated with himself for not putting it away, but Trentino making a complete mess of this. Marlon Yant is on fire. Got him down for 5 kills at the moment. The last 3 have been unbelievable. Look at him scuttle out and get ready for the hit. Yeah, this is the rotation where transition should be good for Lube, because they've always got Acquaroni in the block. 17 all. Great recovery. 6 points down and back to level. Oh, wow. And Simone Anzani has just shut the lights out on Rich Litsky. Been blocked on his last 2 swings, and it's Anzani, who's been quiet up until now, that makes the play. Didn't he love that? Can't believe it. Lube lead. Streaky hit from Lavia, but he had to work hard for that. This was a fingernails job. Oh, just clipped Diceco's hands. And Lavia continues to be brilliant. Acquaroni then. Chips it off the net. Yant makes the pass, takes him out of the play, so Lagumja has to come into it, and that's a nice swing from him. This is suddenly looking rather good for Lube. They were down in the dumps in the early phases of this set, but this is really smooth. First substitution move from Chico Blengini, and it's the fizzing arm of Mattia Bottolo that comes in for Anzani for service duties. Nope, nothing doing. So Bottolo returns to the bench, Anzani returns to the court to immediately vacate and allow Fabio Balasso, the Minister of Defence as he's known, onto the playing surface. Daniele Lavia then to serve. Lavia is going well. 19 all. Not an ace this time around though. Are they going to have a look at this? They are. They are going to have a look at this. So Lavia might pick up his second ace here. 2 or 3 players plus the coach on the Trentino side looked quite confident about this one. So ball in or out is the request. Ball out is the answer. Interesting, video challenge lost. Service error from Lavia. Lube playing well. Pacheco, little dropper on Michieletto. Oh, Kozumianik's first release through the middle. Very successful. Acquaroni pushing hard to make that middle happen. That's a brilliant piece of work and good availability from the Slovenian, who's had a super season. He really has had a wonderful time in Trentino. There's Kozumianik. It is he that will serve. Takes the pace off it. Nikolov, easy pass. Well, Lube have just conned Trentino a bit there. They presented it as if Nikolov is the front court player, and they've hit him and he's passed it well. It's just released Yant. That's very, very good from Lube. Very good from Yant. And Diceco knows where the hot arm is at the moment. It's the Cuban in the number 23 shirt. Marlon Yant had out a slightly random from the service line, but he can be good. Not on this occasion. One all. Now, it's not brilliant from Trentino's point of view to have Acquaroni into the front court. So there is an outlet all the time out of system for Lube with the short blocker, Acquaroni. Super swing from Trentino. They have to force Lube as far out of system as possible. Cheeky over from Nikolov, and Trentino weren't really ready for that. And they paid the price. Lube score eventually. Cheeky smile from Alex Nikolov. Oh, it's good. That's really good. Again, the tempo ball. Again, Acquaroni is the target. 1m83 blocker in the front line. Should be used and abused. Zani makes his way onto court for his front court duties. And Chinanyesi comes off for a very good left-handed server, the backup setter Jakob Sorgartele of Norway. Oh dear, gave him the big build-up, couldn't deliver. .22 all. Podraskinin has a good old peer through the net. They've got 2 more rotations with Acquaroni in the front court. So Lavia and Podraskinin have to go big, and Michieletto's got to find a good serve. It is a good hit. Yant passes well. Diceco, tempo ball, Nikolov again. And this is a problem for Trentino because Lube are clearly identifying Acquaroni as the route to points. So it's wide, fast set. Acquaroni can't get anywhere near that. Great swing from Nikolov. 5 kills. Legumja, heavy hit. Lavia, good pass. And that is a swing and a half. From a man who's been blocked on his last 2 attacks, that was a brave kill from Rychlitsky. Watch the variation in the tempo here. Just holds on to the swing a touch longer. And once he sees the space, pumps it through. Back on the scoring. 23 all. Podraskinin, usually reliable jump serve, but relatively passable. In comes Gabriele Nelli, back up opposite for height in the front court. Acquaroni off. It's a good move. Doesn't work though. Not sure where Nelly's jump was then. Seemed to desert him. Nikolov getting a free play. Just never left the floor, did he, Nelly? 2 meters and 8, bit of a waste. Set point arrives. Well, it certainly didn't look like that was going to be the case a little while ago. Diamantini comes in as a point blocker. Luciano Di Cecco leaves the court, so no setter on the floor for Lube. Nelly off, Acquaroni comes back in for playmaking duties. Trentino looking to side out to level. There's Diamantini. Good hit. Lorenzano, good pass. And a tricky set for Rychlitsky to hit. And the referee wants to look at this. This is not a call from a coach or a team player. This is a call from the referee. And it's a big point to be decided, so quite rightly. Mikhail Koutsulas of Greece is going to look at this on the video. Just to double check whether it's ball in or out. Well, Alessandro Michieletto looks completely confident that we're playing on here. What a fabulous job the Lube players have done after a shocking start to this match. Trentino absolutely bulldozed them. Daniele Lavia was huge in the first 10 minutes or so. But they stuck to their task and they've turned it over here. Acquaroni waits to serve. The positives are that Rychlitsky's front line, that is a good kill from Rychlitsky because that was not an easy ball to hit. So he gets himself another point. He's been quiet in set 1. He'll need to move up a gear. So the challenge is recorded, and it's a counter challenge coming in from Lube. This is interesting. Chica Blengini calling for an attack line fault. I suspect it's just to slow things down again. Make Acquaroni wait for this next serve. I don't think it's for real. I think Rychlitsky's fine. He is, he's fine. But it just delays the next play, just allows Lube to reset. That's good coaching from Blengini. Just being told he's got no challenges left. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite him on the bottom. Pacheco back in then to set. Diamantini to the bench. Wow. Oh, that's a real swagger after that hit from Marlon Yant. Well, Rychlitsky or Acquaroni, he's gone past both of them. Chinenyezi back on. Into the front line, Anzani to serve. Second set point for Lube. Allowed a system, and Rychlitsky hits well. Oh, he's hit the net. He's hit the net, and Lube with Alex Nikolov celebrating big time. Close out set 1 in the most unlikely of circumstances, and they lead Trentino here by a set to 0. Oh, the fans in good voice. The Predators have woken up. 26-24 from 12-6 down earlier in the set. That is not bad from the home team. Well, all sorts of result options and variables were available as we went into this one, but all heavily stacked in Trentino's favour. Remember, if they win 2 sets, they win the match, even if they lose in 5. We're good to go then for set 2. Nearly good to go. Lavia on-court captain when Podraskinin is on the bench. Not quite sure what's being explained there. Checo going across like every good captain should do, just to make sure he's heard exactly what the opposition captain has heard. Lube in the black, the home side here in the Eurosuole Forum against the team that beat them 3-1 in the opening leg of the Champions League semi-final. Trentino in the blue and white. Had a great lead in set 1, but Lube came back and took it. A dramatic opener. I think we'll be calling Lube the comeback kids soon. They had to come back against Monza to stay in the Scudetto playoffs last weekend. Now has Yant overhit that? He has. Such a brilliant first set for him, but just overcooking his first attempt in the second. In relative terms, quite a way out. A serve. Cucine forces the issue, takes it off the arms of Marlon Yant. After being so brilliant in the second half of set 1, Marlon Yant rather humbled at the start of set 2. Cucine kill and an ace so far in the match. Aquaroni, good chase. Lavia steps in as replacement setter. A little too wide for Michieletto, but he's done well to get that off the block and out. And Trentino have made another rocket start. It's the third blocker, and it's Marlon Yant again. Michieletto gets his third kill of the game. Cucine serves once more, and tricky one for Nikolov. Balasso steps in. Yant blocked. Was deliberately going for the reuse, but once more confusion between the Lube players defending off the block. He's deliberately rolled this in to be played again, and Chinanyesi didn't get a good contact. And Yant has lost his place on court from hero to zero, I believe the phrase is, in a very quick turnaround. And a rather disappointed Marlon Yant trudges back to the bench. Mattia Bottolo is in. First really big call from Blengini with his team 5 down. The substitutions affected Kosmiernik's concentration. First point on the board for Lube. And just to remind you, if Trentino in the blue and white win 2 sets, even if they lose the match, they are through to the SuperFinals. Well, they're on their way again. Podraskinin with his third kill of the match to go with his block and his ace. Cheekily done. Michieletto didn't play a role really in set one for Trentino. Had a couple of kills, but then was shut down very well. And didn't get his serve going, and still his serve remains a problem. Well, if ever Blengini's comments about playing it point by point coming to the fore, it's now. It happened halfway through the first set. They had to go into that kind of mindset. It's happening again here for Lube. Bartolo with his first serve of the game. Too easy. Too easy for the passers. And the problem at this level with this quality of attack is if the ball's on the setter's head, you've got 4 players running in a virtually similar tempo. It's too much for the blockers. It's too much of an overload. Michieletto wraps one, middle of the court. Balasso just about keeps it in play. And Nikolov this time hits it out, but he thinks it's via the block. He's convinced it's via the block, and they've gone to the video check. Instantly the video check cancelled because the blockers admitted the touch. Nikolov has his kill. He's also got a new partner in crime left side in Matteo Bartolo. French Olympic champion Bartolo Michieletto to serve. French will be defending their title in their home city in July and August, and Chinenyesi will be part of that defence. Ace for Bartolomei. Lube on the move again. That's a good swing. That's a really good serve. Got it down the seam between Lavia and Lorenzano. Lorenzano pretty late to the party there, the youngster. Off pace, easy pass though this time. Michieletto threads it down the front of the block. Not his most convincing kill of the night, but he'll take it. Zani just never got there. Overpass. Absolutely shoved down by Kosimianic. Nikolov just putting too much on that one, and as soon as he, did you see the jazz hands there? As soon as he'd overpassed it, he knew it was going over the net. Trentino maintained their lead, but they had a 6-point lead in set one that they blew. Well, everything was right about that attack. Kosimianic was sucked in by Anzani. DiCecco's tempo was good. I just think Nikolov just didn't know exactly what was coming there. He didn't realise that was an antenna ball. I think he was running inside, but he still makes the play. That's good maturity from the youngster. A point is a point is a point after all. Lavia, good swing. Michieletto covers off the block. Lavia goes again. Hasn't scored a point for a long time, Daniele Lavia. They scratch the point eventually. Good diving dig from the big man, Lagumja, but just couldn't quite get it back into play. So timeout called by Chico Blengini. Precautionary. Doesn't want to see another Trentino service run.
Sono io che vi chiedo di fare le cose, di prendere l'iniziativa, però ci sono già 2 o 3 palle per eccesso di precipitazione. Calma, ok? Diamo le parabole, salviamo verso l'interno, sono 2 o 3 occasioni che per vincere queste partite qua bisogna fare meglio.
Asking for calm from his players. He is a coach that on occasion has shouted into the faces of his players, keep calm. He's definitely one of the more emotional coaches on the sideline these days, but a brilliant coach nonetheless. Whereas Fabio Soli is a little more contained. Can't resist a little look to the heavens after that serve error from Acquaroni, but the timeout doing its job. So a couple of serve errors now from Acquaroni. He's usually good for a few tricky serves in a game. Nikolov into play. Lorenzano's starting to get some traffic, which means they're attacking his pass. Now that's a good rebound to make the point. But Trentino not siding out quite as fluidly. Lavia just out. See what his thinking was. I've not seen Daniele Lavia get off to a start like he did in this game for quite a few seasons. That was just terrifyingly good. And then halfway point of set one, his scoring's dried up. What a hit. I think that was quite on the money for Kuzmanic. Watch him just contort to get the hit. Yeah, he's had to do very well on that. Would have liked it just a touch higher, but just have what you want in this game. Sometimes you've got to manufacture things. Kuzmanic working the ace in this set. It's nowhere near the court this time. It's a daisy moment. Matteo Bertolo nearly played that. This Lagumja's seen the funny side of it. Nice pass. Superb options. I tell you what, Lagumja, Chin and Yezi to get two blockers on that was impressive, because there were four options available here. And Chin and Yezi a little late to it, but he still managed to get his arms above the net. Michieletto kills though, after all of that. Back to the line. Trentino this time around hanging on to their lead. Good shot. He's a classy player. He's Matteo Bertolo, 23 years of age. Played for 3 seasons at Padova and then was signed a couple of seasons ago by Lube. In the Daniele Lavia mould. Ferocious hit on the jump serve, but again just overcooked. And the problem here for that server that's just missed is they immediately go into the passing ranks, the left side players. So you've got to shut off from what's just happened, forget what's just happened, look to the future. Well, they don't hit him. Alasso makes the play. Oh, good swing from Lavia, but well defended by Bertolo. And Nikolov out of system. That came off his fingers a little bit, but blockers foxed by that. And Nikolov picks himself up another point. Now he can smile. He's done well with it. Very well, and the deflection favours Lube. Bertolo gets his lawnmower started. This looks very, very similar to set one, with Lube sneaking back into it. Chiminesi can't follow up on his earlier ace. So it's still a 5-point cushion. Podolskin into serve. Trentino need to hold the lead this time, and we've gone into a run of bad serving. Players aren't exactly going for it, but they're not getting the accuracy either. Let's see if Lagumja can steady the ship for Lube. There's your answer. We are becalmed at the service line. Someone's going to get a ball in a moment, and the volleyball's going to break out. See if Acquaroni can do it. 8 serve errors apiece then. Looks a daisy. Oh dear. It's catching. Now, the problem here for Trentino is the rhythm's gone out of this set. If Nikolov bangs 2 aces here, suddenly the set is very different. It's a good serve, but it's a good pass. And that is a fine kill. Michieletto with another put away out of the pipe. Good decisions from Acquaroni. Yeah, Kosmianik just managed to hold Anzani there. Michieletto saw that. Off pace, good pass from Bartolo. Nice feed, and Dicecco realising, I think, he has to get Lagumja back into the game here. Lagumja's going to be key for them tonight, and he hasn't really had a huge amount of workload to get through. Once again, in comes Teller for his serving. The 23-year-old Norwegian setter, 1.98 m tall, really good player. Excellent signing as a backup for Lube this season to Dicecco. Played for the University of Hawaii. And has gone straight out of there to this pro career. Seeing that happen quite a bit these days, in both the men's and the women's Italian leagues. Nikolov, the man just beaten, followed a similar path, although didn't see out his full term at Long Beach State. And a second time out for Chico Blengini, and it's worrying now for Lube, because Trentino not giving up this 5-point cushion.
È certo che non sono facili, però c'è Luciano davanti, Michieletto deve andare un po' più avanti. Prendere io. Lo so. Da adesso in avanti, ok? I pallonetti, le pallette, quelle palle lì, solo con i posti 4, sull'opposto, non andiamo troppo verso l'asta. Teniamola bene 5-6, non ci buttiamo, vai!
So Lube fans again just going a little quieter. It was a brilliant first set. And just like last week, it looked like Lube were in the match before Trentino just hit a different gear. Trentino have started this set strongly again, but this time around they've hung on to that lead. Beautiful passing from Bartolo. That meant that Chinagnese's approach had to be honoured. Watch Podraskin in number 18 here. Has to go with Chinagnese. It's a really good take from the Frenchman, and it means the Bulgarian Nikolov had a free net. Good set from Dicecco. And good enough from Michieletto, just gets block out. Here Nikolov starting to deliver some points. This man, Rich Litsky, though, is still under par by his standards. Very closely matched, isn't it, in offence? Lovely pass from Nikolov. That's that rotation where you think Nikolov, by the time he gets to that ball, is the front court four-hitter, but he's not. Bartolo sneaks into position and puts it away rather nicely. He's come on with great effect, Mattia Bartolo. He's passed really well. Can he serve well? 4-point lead is there to be shot at. Nice pass from Lavia. Rich Litsky contorts himself to get the seam that he was after. He's an interesting player, Rich Litsky. Watched him a lot over the last few seasons. That 2 seasons with Perugia in some really big games. Never seems to get openly affected by what's going on out there. Seems to be really steady. 9 points then for Michieletto and counting. It's Balasso. Good blocking, really good blocking. That might have been Acquaroni that got the touch. punching above his weight at the net. 21-15. Trentino away and clear here. If they win this set, they're one away from a place in the SuperFinals. There's too much on it. Immediate apology from Michieletto. A wee bit excited. He's such a different player to the player that we saw a couple of years ago. Used to be very emotional, used to get very involved, but he's a very calm individual. He's such a quality athlete, and he's going to be even better as the years go on. Now, new man in, Matthias Mozzo, Brazilian-born Italian, good jump server. Well, in the context of this set, pretty much standard. Ball out. Gave it a go, but that's the end of Mozzo's role in set 2 for Lube. Podraskinin whips it into play. Another great pass from Bartolo, and Anzani makes the shot. Wasn't easy either. Bit of hang time required here. Gunja not affected the game as much as he would like. He's scoring pretty well. Oh, better set from Aquarani. What a block from Anzani. He's done it again. Well, that was part of the comeback in set 1. Anzani lined up Rich Litsky on a crucial point. This point is not as crucial, but he gets the initial touch and then some pinball eventually coming off the arms of Nikolov, so he may be credited with the block, we'll see. But Anzani did the majority of the work to close the angle, and Fabio Soli decides that's enough of a momentum switch. Call a timeout.
Dal cambio di direzione. Acqua. Sulle ricezioni anche esclamative, non ci dimentichiamo pipe back, ok? E come difendono con l'1. Dai.
Well, out of all the wonderful things that we hear in the timeouts, and it is a privilege here on Eurovolley TV to be able to listen in to those timeouts. But out of all the things we hear, I quite like the nicknames. I quite like finding out definitively what the coach calls the players. And Alessandro Acquaroni goes by the nickname of Aqua. And what a good timeout from Fabio Soli. He allows himself a celebratory cheer after Lagunja's error. Let's see what Aqua can do. Aquaman, we love it. No, not going to happen. Zani completely shut out there by Kuzmianik, who read this like a book. Saw it all the way. Nearly came a cropper, and look at that, 6 set points arrive. That's more like it. DiCecco loves doing that. He loves to go back to the player that's just been blocked or made the error. Was hit very hard. No dramas though. Trentino should close this set out pretty easily. Big hit from Nikolov though. Maybe not so easily. Lorenzano tested. Ace from Nikolov, and if Lube hadn't got off to such a sluggish start in set 2, then this service run might have been for all the marbles. 4 set points remain. Tickles the net tape, overpass, Bartolo decides to go for the swing, a long way off the tape, and Jan Kuzmianik's put it down. Fabulous block to take the set from Kuzmianik. Well, they want to look at it. They want to look at this on the video. So we'll just have to hold our horses for the moment. players just asking Matteo Bottolo why he had a swing at that one and didn't just pass it because it was a long way off the tape. The ball is in, challenge is lost. Trentino win the set, and they are one away now from SuperFinals glory. Wow, time to take a breath, and for the Lube fans, time to ponder the situation. 26-24, really good comeback win in set one from Lube, but Trentino just started on the front foot again in set two, and this time around the home side could not close the gap. We are one set all. There's your tail of the tape. Solid blocking, pressure serving, but they played really well in post-block defense. They got it into transition, and Michieletto, Lavia, Rychlitsky, and particularly Podraskinin and Kosumanic did a fine job through the middle in transition to make a lot of points. What drama remains in this semi-final tie? Second leg of the tie between Trentino and Lube. Trentino still hold all the cards, and Gian Lorenzo Blengini has gone back to his original left side lineup with Yant and Nikolov. The Ginger's still opposite. Away we go then with set three. Trentino in the white and blue, the visitors to the Eurosuole Forum tonight here in Civitanova Marche, are just a single set away from a place in the SuperFinals. Now, being a single set away and winning that set isn't always as straightforward as it sounds. And the team in black, Cucine, Lube, Civitanova, will be looking to deny them the option. Kosumanic unloads on that. He is a proper unit, Jan Kosumanic. Watch the swing on this. Holy cow. And having put the ball away just previously, Chinanyesi does not go with Kosumanic on that one. Plenty to think about for Luciano De Cecco then, the Lube captain and setter. It's a middle battle. De Cecco's having a bit of fun down there. Anything you can do, etc., etc. Not a bad swing either, was it? So Kosumaniac's dangerous serve is terminated. And the dangerous serve of Marlon Yant about to begin. And Trentino contain it. Nothing to contain, unfortunately. It's a third serve error in the match from Marlon Yant, first ball. Trentino can just control from here. They don't need to go out of the blocks quick. They just need to match Lube side out for a while. Good swing from Rychlitsky. Quiet night for him on 6 points. Good defense, and the little volley joust from Michieletto is good. Well, it's good in the sense that it's a point. It's a smelly play. But hey, no pictures on a scorecard, it works. And if it works with a point, take it. Wow. Just went off in my hand, officer. That one has disappeared off the hand of Rychlitsky. It's not been his night. But at the moment, Fabio Soli keeping faith with the Luxembourg international. Gabriele Nelli is the obvious replacement in the back lines. And it's middle for diddle right now, because both Acquaroni and De Cecco are running the ball down the centre of the net. And Podraskinin, Chinanyesi, and Kosumanic have been the beneficiaries so far. whipped into play. It's a good serve. Lorenzano tidies up. That's a great set. That's a really good set. The hot arm that's just hit it from the baseline is a really good option to go to once again on this pipe. And Acquaroni's decision-making there, just perfect. Well, Michieletto starting to get his scoring going and starting to make a bid for a possible MVP award here. 10 points then. Alessandro Michieletto. And Trentino 5-3 up. Just a worrying move here from Lube's point of view. Good defence. Nice stab dig from Rychlitsky. Forced down the block. They're going to get another swing at this Trentino. And it's Michieletto again, who puts his Italian libero teammate on his backside. This is a brutal hit. Oh, that was properly top-notch. 11 points for Michieletto, 2 pipes already in this set. And now Blengini pondering his options. I think he's going to be calling timeout if Trentino win this next point. I don't think he's got any other option than to stop the match. Look at the passes, that's a defensive lineup. Yant makes the touch. Lagumja blocked. Tidied up by Nikolov. He gets the out-of-system ball of Fanzani, but the blockers are on it again for Trentino. Oh, it's another disgraceful swing. Oh my goodness. What is Lavia doing tonight? I haven't seen him hit this ball this hard for a while. He has absolutely cranked the living daylights out of that. And what an angle to find. He's enjoying his volleyball this evening, Lavia. And there we go, Blengini, his hand forced.
Facciamo fatica a mettere giù, tiriamo più forte, ci chiudiamo di più, ci toccano più grosso e ci tengono più facile. Ok, bisogna usare la testa, che non vuol dire fare pallonetto, vuol dire variare i tempi, tirare alto alla punta delle dita, non forte, più forte. E peggio, ci tengono. Ok? Ora, non aspettiamo più.
Coaches on the wrong side of the scoreboard tend to have a few gears that they go through. This is what I'd like you to do, timeout. This is what the opposition are doing to us, timeout. The what are you doing, timeout, and the why are you doing it. We saw a bit of the fourth one there, but he recovered his composure and got a bit of technical away at the end, but just a bit worried about this repeated hitting. There's the Italian coach. He'll be in charge of the team heading to Paris, and he'll be very keen to watch the performance of his potential superstars tonight. Lavia and Michieletto will certainly be in the lineup for the Azzurri this summer. We saw Karchkirai actually watching Corneliano last night, watching Kat Plummer and Cook and Lanya all in action for Corneliano, the American coach. So something at the moment the Olympic coaches are doing. Michieletto misses, chastises himself. He's not got a huge amount to be upset with there. He's put his team in a really handy position early here in set 3. It's a good hit. That is a good serve from Lagumja, and it turns into an ace eventually. Well, that's something Lube have been missing tonight. Ace serves from Adis Lagumja. There's so much weight on that ball. And Lorenzano's pass is once again getting tested here. And Lavia's pass tested. Lagumja, ace, ace. Brilliant. Well, the Turkey opposite is putting some heat on the ball. Fabulous stuff. Soli calls a timeout.
Oh, cerchiamo di farla salire più che stopparla, ok? Vai, via. Prossima, vai. Cambio palla e soffrire fino in fondo, eh? Bravi, dai. Dai, vai.
Well, this is where volleyball scoring can be so cruel. Trentino in control of this fixture through from leg one. They're in control pretty much tonight. They've managed to forge a lead in all 3 sets. But just like set one, Lube overcoming that early lead pretty quickly. And this is where it gets cruel, you know. You're a set away from the SuperFinals. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to the SuperFinals. Lube can still spoil that Trentino's party. What a piece of defense from Balasso. Oh, dear me. Well, it's tricky to know exactly whose ball it was because Nikolov's come a long way back to hit this. And it probably was Marlon Yant's, but nobody called it. It's back to those early training sessions, isn't it, when you're a kid? Call for the ball. Oh, too good. Too good. Daniele Lavia continues his rather brilliant run in this match, and I guess when your international coach is in the building, you might as well put on a show. Tight. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The relationship between Dicecco and Nikolov is getting so good. The tempo on that ball was phenomenal. Lovely swing, lovely swing. Nikolov gets himself another point on a free net. Puts a heavy serve in, well passed by Michieletto. And a similar tempo from Acquaroni. It's the power tip from Lavia to sort it out. Timing wasn't quite there. But Lavia continues to score for fun in this match. Alessandro Acquaroni. See if he can get a couple of cheeky serves away. Well, it doesn't come cheekier than that, really. Or dirtier. Little wink to the bench like he meant it. He didn't. It happens when it happens. And Chico Blengini is pondering DEFCON 5 down on the sideline there. His team starting to drift towards the point of no return. Lovely set. Oh wow, that's a vicious hit from Legumcia. Throat shot on Gabriele Lorenzano. That one stung. Here we go. Luckily he's still a very young man, so he's not got a massive Adam's apple. Otherwise that would have been deposited straight back down his throat. Brave boy gets up, carries on. Oh, good blocking from Chenonyezi. And not a great set, and Rychlitski's done really well with that. And that's not great from Lube, but that is brilliant. Dicecco makes up for it. Doesn't get many blocks, Luciano Dicecco, but he can put that one on the show reel. First touch was from Chenonyezi. Second touch was the definitive one from Dicecco. Rychlitski forced into the pass. Oh, it's a good shot. He knew he had to do something with the ball there. He was isolated, the blockers were on him. Watch the reach on this. Very deliberately goes up and over the top of the block and just cuts it to space to beat Nikolov. Not been his night, Rychlitski, but when he's had to make the shots, he's generally made them. This man's played well though, Daniele Lavia. Too long on that occasion. Second first ball serve error from him. On the whole though, Trentino have been tidy this evening. Lube have played in fits and starts. touch Balasso. Coverage off the block. Lagumja again, that's not an easy ball to hit, and he's hit it beautifully. Well played Addis Lagumja, well played Fabio Balasso, well played Marlon Yant. A scuttling bump set. But it's Pacheco's ball out wide that gives Lagumja what he needed. Oh, a serve, no, not quite. What a mess. Referee's tablet's gone for a Burton. Well, this is a little bit like the feeling we had in set one. Trentino early lead. Lube pulled them back. And they've overcome that decent points advantage. Lagumja into the front line. Nice blocking hands on Kuzmianik. Lagumja swings hard, they take the hands away, and he fell for it. Well, it is a high-risk play, this. He was deliberately going for the hands, and both Kuzmianik and Michieletto were singing from the same song sheet there. But if he'd hit it to the court and hit it down, that would have been a freebie for Lagumja. Hey, Spartan made his hindsight and all that. Kuzmianik, good serve. Big set from the floor, no touch on the block. Audacious, high risk, but it really wasn't what was required at that moment. Yant was available. Pacheco just trying something a little bit too flash, even for his standards. Trentino back to a 2-point cushion. Kuzmianik hit the first serve well. Can he hit the second one? Even tougher. Well, he's going to have to wait to do so because Blengini's called the timeout.
Qualsiasi cosa verso l'altro. Se lui ha tempo, anche se staccato, fa tutto. Soprattutto quando c'è Babar avanti. Accettiamo il punto. Questa è la nostra partita. Questa è la nostra partita. Ok? Diamogli pressione a chi sappiamo con la battuta. Facciamolo giocare. Vedete che lo tolgono alla front. Ok? È difesa in tempi di salto sulle palle lente. Dai ora, raga.
Well, that's a more positive feel to the timeout. Blengini certainly thinks his players are in the mix. Gabriele Nelli returning to Trentino after a few years away, the 30-year-old opposite. Eighth season in total with the club. First season with Trentino for this man, and hasn't it been a good one for Jan Kuzmianik? That's a good serve out of the timeout. That is just priceless. Oh wow, second ace of the night for Kuzmianik. That is a really hard serve to hit. That hybrid ball toss with heavy topspin is not easy. He makes it look so straightforward. That's a fizzer. His teammates enjoyed that. 15-12, 3-point cushion is golden for Trentino. Oh, good try. Good try from Acquaroni. Chignesi, though, picks up another kill. Raskinen got a good touch on it. Yant takes the pace off. Lavia with an easy pass. Michieletto, freebie. Once again, middle blocker sucked in by a good pass. Watch Chignesi here. Or thought it was going middle, guessed wrong. Michieletto, easy kill. Now he's a man that Trentino need to find a bit more form in this match. Richlitsky. But he is struggling at the moment. 4 first ball serve errors from him in the match now. Anzani wants a word with Alexander Nikolov about the next play. In comes Teller. Been really impressed with Teller when he's come on from the bench. Debut Superliga season from the University of Hawaii. Seems to have a very calm head on him. And when he's been required to set, he's done a good job as well. It's a good hit, beautiful pass, and pretty easily done by Podraskinin. Nice one-handed set from Akoroni. Podraskinin, like all good middles, available. And the crowd trying to give Michieletto the bird, but it's a bit half-hearted. That's a heavy serve. That's nice defense from Rychlitsky. Oh, well played. Well played, Daniele Lavia. He's in a different zone tonight. That was so good on the hurry-up. Watch the footwork here. Just suddenly realised that ball was only going to be hittable if he went off one leg and got in the air, and he's done it brilliantly. Whips it off Lagumja's arms. Lavia and Michieletto, possible MVPs here. Good pass, Nikolov under pressure. Lovely set to Lagumja, and he's missed it according to the refs. According to Lube players, it's a touch or it's in. Either way, pick your poison. And it's a touch. Is it a touch? Well, it looked like Podraskinin was going across to the referee there to own up, but he was actually going across to the referee to ask what the official challenge was, and the challenge was for ball in or out, not block touch. So the blockers pitched them, although they may not have touched it, of course. Either way, the just hit it out. And a valuable point for Trentino. Allows Michieletto to serve again. This time too much on it. Well, we were talking about the Trentino team being a set away from the SuperFinals. We're now into points. Overpass, Lagumja, good serve, gets in Balasso's way. Got to trust your libero to do the job there. It's a brilliant pickup and a brilliant kill from Nikolov. Now then, this is where it gets even crueler, because you could be a point away from the SuperFinals and still not get there. It's not quite that lush for Trentino yet. But they are 6 points away from a place in the big match against Strevski Veglia.
Ce l'ha addosso, ce l'ha addosso. Sulle palle, se tira le righe è bravo lui, quello che abbiamo addosso abbiamo detto che proviamo a farlo salire. Non è un problema di movimenti, Prepariamoci alla palla alta, e se anche, se è estrema va bene anche in mezzo al campo, che ci abbiamo i centrali, qua.
He is a real character, Gabriele Lorenzano, in the red shirt, the libero. In his very short Superliga career, we've seen him have a go at some of the best coaches on the planet. We've seen him have a go at some of the biggest players as well. He won't hold back. Gave it to Solly, both barrels there, and Fabio Solly remained very calm with him. That's a good pass. Well, there we go. Maybe it did just channel the mind for the youngster. It's a beautiful play. And that's pretty easy. Podraskinin getting high and just literally tapping it to the floor. Contributed well tonight. 8 points for the skipper. Nice serve. Good pass, Nikolov. Gets the tempo ball again. Defended by Michieletto. Chance, Rychlitsky. Can't get it past the block again, and he's getting a bit frustrated. It's Kamil Rychlitsky. It's not been his night. Third time Simone Anzani has shut him down. Anzani's got Rychlitsky in his pocket. Still a 3-point cushion though. Nikolov to try and break it down. Pass is okay from Lavier. Brilliant hit. Oh, wow. Well, Adis Lugumja there showing his athleticism. That's a 2 meters and 11 tall man vaulting the barriers. And that's the commitment of Lube at the moment. It's a nice touch from Nikolov, but it's not in play. And Lugumja out. First time tonight, Ivan Zaitsev he's brought in. It's desperation time for Lube. And they've gone to Mr. Fantastic to see if he can save the day. But it's a huge ask. The Tsar is in. I'm not sure if he can do anything about the way this match is going, though. Nice work. And the scream into the courtside microphone from Marlon Yant. This lets you know these Lube players are still up for the fight here. Gets it off the arms of Kuzmanik, who's been brilliant tonight. Chinanyesi out, Teller in. Oh, Teller, sorry, out, and Chinanyesi back in on the front line. Although Teller was instantly replaced by the libero. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Poor contact from Bartolo. He was hoping to be the hero, but it's just allowed Trentino to take another small step closer to the SuperFinals. 3 points away now from the big game. Lovely hit. Good pass from Yant and spring-heeled from Nikolov. It looks like they're kind of going to the three-wing spiker system. Nikolov at the moment is taking responsibility for right side, so Zaitsev looks like he's left side with Yant. Not sure whether that will play a role as we go on. Side outs will do it for Trentino from here. And that is a very rusty hit from the bench from Ivan Zaitsev. Good defence from Decheko, good set from Nikolov. And a misfire from Zaitsev means that Trentino now are 2 points away from the SuperFinals. Power tip from Zaitsev, that's all that was left to him there. He's not really getting off the floor, is he? Well, it'll do. Point for Zaitsev. First one since coming on from the bench. Marlon Yant goes long. Balasso's looking across to his coach and asking for a challenge here, but Chica Blengini not even batting an eyelid. 4 match points. Not match points on the night, but match points in terms of the tie. It's 4 set points, but this is for a place in the SuperFinals. Not going to happen for Rich Litsky. A Trentino win here. I wonder whether they will ship out the players and bring on the subs. They've got a bit of time before their semi-final in the Kredenbanka Superliga playoffs. Still 3 set points for Trentino to take the tie. No, they're going to make it tricky for themselves. Of course they are. Here's the drama that Fabio Soli was talking about earlier. It's not the drama he wanted, though. Soli's gone for a video check here just to delay things rather than timeout. Block touch is the request. Well, video challenges are brilliant, and this is what we need to see in the sport to make sure these decisions are made correctly. But it's also tricky if you're going to finish a match on a video challenge, it just takes some of the impetus away, some of the excitement of the final point away. No touch, so we could get a legitimate finish here, but it's getting a bit tight. Trentino have 2 swings left to take the fixture. Chinanyesi with the pressure of the serve. Oh, into the belly of the net. That's the 2 sets that Trentino needed, and they are through to the SuperFinals of the CEV Champions League. Brilliant play from Trentino. They've got the 2 sets that they need. But the match will not finish there. We play on. But we play on in the knowledge that Trentino and the travelling fans are into the SuperFinals. 26-24, Lube once again flattered to deceive. But 25-20, 25-22, that's good control. And now, I would imagine both coaches will be thinking about the games to come. For Gianlorenzo Blengini, the next challenge. Both teams have gone for pretty much a wholesale change of personnel. A few familiar faces are still on the floor. So we're good to go with set 4. Simone Anzani with the serve for Lube in the black. But it's the team in white and blue that have won the fixture. They've won the semi-final. Itas Trentino are into the SuperFinals against Poland's Jastrzębski Węgiel, who beat Ziraat Bank Ankara. And the substitutions on both sides of the net are plentiful. There's less, though, on Lube's side. So Telle gets out onto the floor to set for Lube. Just looking down to see what the other changes are. Jacopo Larissa is going to get a run out in the middle. Mattia Patolo stays out on the floor, as does Aris Legumja, Simone Anzani. Another new face on the floor then for Trentino, and it's Mathieu Garcia who's the setter they had to bring in as the backup setter to the backup setter, if that makes sense. Alessandro Acquaroni is rested. Valdir is out there, Gabriele Nelli is out there, and Giulio Magalini is out there for Trentino. So it's a wholesale change of squad. I'll be absolutely honest, out of the 2 groups of players on the floor now, Lube should be favourites to win tonight's match, but they've lost the battle. Telle, good serve. Ace serve. And you can hear the atmosphere is completely gone out of this Eurosuole Forum now that the crowd know that their team are out of the tournament. I think we're going to 5, I'll be honest. That's not bad. Nice connection between the new man, Garcia of France, to Valdir, Belgian middle. Don't want to do the Trentino bench a disservice, but this is a group of players that have never played a Credenbanca Superliga game, let alone a European match together. Well played by Batolo. Rather subdued affair this will be for the remainder of the game. We might have about an hour's worth of volleyball left, but it's not going to be played with any great excitement because the actual semi-final itself is over in favour of Trentino. They've won, they're through. And a chance now for some of the subs to cut loose, and Mathieu Garcia goes to Valdir again. Nicely played. Oreste Cavuto is also out there. And with Domenico Pace, we have an entirely new team on court for Trentino. So Fabio Soli clearly deciding that he just wants a rest for his players that have won the match overall. It's a large number of serve errors, isn't it? 17 and 14, and we're only into set 4. Cavuto's another fantastic warm-up player. He absolutely plants it in the warm-up, but couldn't plant that one. '23-year-old Jacopo Larizza with the serve, Italian middleman. Gets the defense. Good reach over from Legumcia. Shuts down a rather frustrated Giulio Magalini. Was hoping for a bit better on that ball. Timeout called by Fabio Soli. There's still a coaching job to be done here.
Okay. 2,5 che davanti palleggia, va bene? Cerchiamo di preservare il più possibile la pipe e poi ragazzi, quello che facciamo in allenamento, tutto quello che è lontano da rete deve finirci molto vicino e molto molto alto, Dai, via.
And just so we're absolutely clear, this isn't Fabio Soli throwing the game away. This is vital opportunities for the bench to get on in a match situation and play some ball. You never know what's ahead, and from Fabio Soli's point of view, there's a lot of volleyball still to be played, both in the Credenbanca Superliga Scudetto shootout, and now looking forward to the SuperFinals here in the CEV Champions League. But it's a misses. Third season at Lube for Jacopo Larizza, after playing for them in 2016 and 2020, signed from Taranto. He's had his injury problems this season. Gabriele Nelli had a knee issue that was worrying for a while. Kept him out for quite a long time in this start of the season. He likes his middle sets, doesn't he, Mathieu Garcia? Nikolov still out on the floor. And blocked. Wow. Didn't see that happen too much in the match itself, but Magalini makes a fine third man in that wall. 2 blocks on Nikolov in a row. And a nice little movement off the end there to shut down the angle. Can't follow it up with the serve. Too many first string players on the floor for Lube, I think, for Trentino to threaten them. That's providing, of course, they don't lose their rhythm. Nelly with the pancakiest pancake you'll see. Lube should be able to make points quite easily here. Trentino bench have to look to get a nice steady side-out rhythm going, which means that Pace and Magalini and Cavuto are going to have to find their best passing form. 10-6 Lube, Lavia Anzani to serve. That's better. That's better. That's more like it from Gabriele Nelli. He had a lot of time starting matches for Italy a few seasons ago. Still got it. Wow. Legumcia stopped. Valdir and Oreste Cavuto making the play. Maybe I spoke too early. Maybe this Trentino bench is going to turn it on. He's not getting much help at the moment from the Lube pass. That's a super swing. Nice little reminder of what Giulio Magalini can do. First season with Trentino, after 3 solid seasons with Verona. New man, Garcia to serve. Good hit from the Frenchman. Oh dear me. Well, the chance was there to put the ball down, and Valdir tried to grab it, but grabbed a bit of the net. Good serve from Tele. Oh, super blocking, really nice form. Bottolo next to Larezza. That's what a block should look like. Swing from Tele, reasonable pass from Pache. Smooth swing out of the back line from Nikolov on the second ball option. Trentino though defending well here. A heavy swing from Cavuto. And Bottolo mishits. Well, Lube making heavy work of this. Cavuto then will serve. 4th season with Trentino. Signed from Cisterna a long time ago now. But has always been backup. He's always been there as backup to Lavier and Michieletto. Pass from Pache. The release was good tempo to Nelly, just didn't have a peak on it for the big man to swing. He hit from Magalini. Nice blocking hands. Yeah, good work. Again, not quite on the money for Magalini, but the space was created. Sets just dying a little bit on the wing spikers at the moment from Mathieu Garcia. Good enough. Tele to Larezza. Well, Magalini's doing himself a few favours here with the Italian head coach in the building. Very nice swing. Now, a couple of aces here from Nelly. That'll put the cat amongst the pigeons. He's capable of them. It's a good hit. Lasso rescues the situation and ships the ball out wide to Nikolov, who pounds it home. And Trentino's comeback ambitions temporarily thwarted. go against the backcourt setter. Mathieu Garcia races in and reaches high and sets it beautifully, but unfortunately plucked it out of Lube airspace. Nice swing. Good work from Nelly out of the back line. It's not easy for the Lube guys that are still on the floor to try and generate atmosphere here. They know the game's over. They know they're out of the Champions League, and their one chance for silverware that is left is via the Scudetto playoffs, and they're already 2-1 down to Monza. They've got a brutal game on Sunday. Good defence, Lagumja. That's good commitment. I like that from Adis Lagumja. There's a few players out there that wouldn't have bothered to get down and dirty with that, but that's nice defence from the Turkey opposite. And Nikolov applies the finishing touch as we kind of wander our way to what is surely going to be a 5-set thriller in brackets. Not bad. Everybody's getting a go. So another new man on court. Youngster Martin Berger. Putting it away comfortably. Another big lad at 2 meters and 5. Good shot. Again, lovely release from Tele. He's trying to hold those middles as long as possible and then get that ball transported wide. So the likes of Valdir and Berger just cannot move laterally quickly enough. 4-point advantage. Lube have been in control of this whole set. Another one played from Lube airspace. He's on-court captain, 26-year-old Oreste Cavuto. Referee is not going to be swayed. Lube's point. Anzani will serve again. 19-14. It's a runaway for Lube at the moment. But in the context of this semi-final, it's irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. Laritza with a good stop. But Lube are out of the Champions League because Trentino have beaten them by gaining 2 sets tonight after their 3-1 victory last week. There we go, Fabio Soli still working with the team.
Referee is whistling like this, so when you are front row, try to attack the ball, and that's all. In contre-attack, pay attention when we have the opposite back row. Okay, don't give him fast ball. I mean, we spike this ball, we cover this ball, and then immediately fast back. He's not ready with the steps. Play the ball in 4 and play.
Nice, like it. Really like listening to coaches. Working calmly there. Not sure that Mathieu Garcia will be part of the Trentino setup next season. Signed very late from Orago de Sete in France to come as a stand-in with Spertoli injured. Getting a nice lesson there. If you've just defended the ball and got it into transition and the players are out of position, you can't go fast. Especially not to Gabriele Nelli, bless him. He needs a peek on the ball. He'll demolish it if there is, but he's not going to get to anything quickly. Anzani. Bit of a hangover serve into the net there. 2015 though, Lube Civitanova still in complete control of this 4th set. Oops. Not so good from Tele. Well defended though. And again. Bertolo, 3rd go. This time gets a legitimate ball to hit. And I think he might have found a seam there, judging by the reaction of the blockers. There's the first tip pick up. There's the better set. Maybe not. Pretty well together. Bertolo's just taking it high and hard. Tele. Good serve. Nice pass, Pache. And good movement. Gabriele Nelli. Always played with passion. Doesn't look that comfortable at the moment, still, I think, feeling the knee. Cavuto then, on-court captain for Trentino with the serve. Lovely pass from Balasso, and a very nice set from Tele. Allows Lugumja free rein to put that ball wherever he wanted. Three points away from a fifth set then. Scant consolation for Lube. Well, I'll tell you what, Magalini has looked very impressive. He's been the pick of the subs for Trentino. Good hit from Vartir. Out of system. Nikolov, though, manages to fizz it off the hands of Nelly and away. 3-17. Remember, Lube have a big game on Sunday. If they lose that to Monza, that's their season done. It will be very under par for Cucine, Lube, Civitanova in terms of their results. Wow. That's seriously good from Simone Anzani, but no celebration, because overall on the night there is nothing to celebrate. That'll do though. 24-17. Set point to take the game into a fifth. But it's can't oblige first time of asking. So Nelly, 6 aces required. It's a good try. And that's it. So, set 4 goes the way of the home side. The tie, though, is already over. They're just playing for pride. In the 5th set, it'll be the tiebreaker to 15 to sort it out between these two teams. Tail of the tape. 25-18, the most convincing set so far, but minus any of the starting players that Trentino have already claimed this fixture with. They're getting to put their feet up on the bench. We'll hear from some of them later on, I'm sure. And let's not forget that in the context of the entire match, there's still an MVP. We're good to go then with the 5th set. Lube in the black, bidding for what will be a hollow victory. It's the shootout to 15 points, the tiebreaker to decide tonight's match. Trentino in the white and blue come out onto the floor with an entirely new group of players. So this will be a feather in their cap if they can get this over the line. Trentino have already captured the 2 sets they needed, though, to win the fixture overall and propel themselves into the SuperFinals against Jastrzębski Węgiel of Poland. So the race to 15 is on. Lube get their first point on the board, courtesy of Aris Lugumja. So Nikolov and Lugumja and Bertolo all out on the floor, along with Balasso, players who featured in the main match. Nearly stopped. Anzani, 5th block of the evening, I think, for him. Lube favourites to take the match tonight, that is. With the personnel that are on the floor, but a really good chance for some of the subs on the Trentino side to get to play a bit. First mistake Magalini's made in a while. Timeout Fabio Soli. Still being very professional about the whole thing. Fabio Soli still got a game to coach.
Perché se aspetti, già la palla è un po' morbida, Anzani sta in lettura totale, porta e spaccagli le mani. Ok, se prendi la murata è perché te la mura qua in fondo, ok? Dai, via raga, dai, sei down. Oh, sei down sulla rizza, dai, via subito,
That's nice to see. Very experienced international Gabriele Nelli talking to a much younger, less experienced setter in Mathieu Garcia of France. Just letting him know that the last ball that was blocked on the Nelly swing wasn't his fault. Larizza into the net. We're level again. Or are we? Oh, apologies. Still one down, Trentino. Maybe it was a prophecy. A serve, and a very good one from Vardier. We are level now. Well, the Scudetto semi-finals to come, the super-final to come. This is useful court time for the Trentino subs. That's another fiery serve. Lagumja off the hands and away though. Lube fans once again shouting out the names of the players ahead of the service, their own players that is. It's another game that Addis Lagumja was unable to influence on that right side. Challenge. Ball touching the floor. According to Fabio Soli, the pancake from Lagumja was not a good one, so therefore it should be Trentino's point. The DJ's gone home. No musical accompaniment as we wait for the challenge to be decided. Did it hit the floor? The answer is yes, it did. Ball just flattens and goes over the edge of the hands on that pancake. I wonder if this will be looked at in years to come or in seasons to come, because the dead rubber aspect of what we're seeing here is always tricky. I'm not really sure what the solution is. But if the first leg of the game is won by 3-0 or 3-1, then you always have the opportunity for a team to win their 2 sets that they require to go through, which is exactly what Trentino have done. And so they've changed their team wholesale. And Lube now looking like, having extended the match to 5, they will win the match in 5. See if Trentino can do anything about that. Well, not against a block like that. fine stop. Anzani is playing really well. Gets left in the wrong position on that one and still gets a piece of it. And Nelly down on his backside. The first person across to him to pick Nelly up was actually Anzani by the time he turned from his celebration. Must be 6 monster blocks for the night for him. Cutter from Nikolov. That's a fine set from Maciej Garcia. I like that set. And Gabriele Nelli obviously liked it because he hit it very hard. Good swing from Magalini. Oh, wow. That's a great touch. Two young players that know each other very well, Matteo Bottolo and Giulio Magalini, who've come through the junior ranks of Italian international volleyball together. And one manages to beat the other in spectacular fashion. Round we go then, to ensure there's no advantage from one end to the other, and the virtually silent fans continue, what should we call it now, a vigil? A Lube vigil. But it's already ended in defeat overall in this fixture for the team in black. It'll be Poland, Italy in the men's Champions League final at the SuperFinals in May. It's an all-Italian affair, Conegliano versus Milano in the women's side of things. So Italy on course here to re-establish their ascendancy in Europe. After Turkey and Poland dominated last season. It's a bit of a ghost ship right now, the Eurosuole Forum. It's pretty much silent. Anzani to serve. Lagumja out, Mozzo in. Might see Mozzo stay out on court for the rest of the match now. He gets an early touch. Reuse, deliberately played by Bottolo. Then he gets a better swing on it, well defended by Pace. And it's defended by Tellez. So Lube get a third swing through Bottolo, and this time he finishes it. Timeout by Fabio Soli, who is determined to apply a professional touch to the remainder of this match.
Ok, non andiamo a chiudere il campo, ok, ma teniamo solo la nostra fetta, il resto ci pensa Mimmo. Ok, dai, cambio palla e via.
There is a slightly two-tier feel to this Trentino lineup. The starting lineup is very much set in stone. But a real chance here for those players to at least show the coach what they can do with plenty of games still to be played, potentially. So Simone Anzani to resume with his slightly idiosyncratic jump float. Gets closer and closer to the floor each time, I swear. Nice attack. Nice attack. So Martin Berger gets himself a kill. Good footwork from the big man. That will do for Mozzo. He's a good player. Just not the tallest of players, Matthias Mozzo. He's 192, which for a right side player is distinctly undersized. It's another swing. Goes off pace beach style this time. Easy read for Pace, and the throw straight in the net from Magalini. That's not so good. Well, as I said, it's going to be a hollow victory for Lube. They win on the night, or they will win on the night in a few minutes' time, but they lose overall in this semi-final, so replacing the SuperFinals not up for grabs for that man, Gian Lorenzo Blengini. Plenty to think about as well before Sunday's fixture against Monzo, and if they lose that, that's the end of Lube's season. Questions will be asked. Good touch. Nice work from Tele. He's set pretty well, actually. Coming on from the bench for this one. And Steep on the block. Well, referee says it's in. It's not the tallest of blocks, Mozzo and Larizze and Bertolo. Nearly towers over all of them. Has he got himself a point? Yep, he has. Just out. So Nelly into the front line. Mathieu Garcia to serve. It's all smiles on the Trentino bench with the SuperFinals to look forward to. Semi-finals of the Credenbanca Superliga playoffs as well. Got to wait a little while to find out their semi-finals opponents. Nice hit from Mozzo. And bizarrely, if Lube come back against Monza and manage to overturn the result from 2-1 down in that best of 5, then they will play against Trentino in the semis. But again, it's another big ask for this Lube team. Crowd are leaving. Lube are limping towards a win in 5. Matters not for Trentino, their job is done. Clipped out of play by Magalini. Showed a bit of promise in this these last 2 sets, but hasn't been able to finish as strong as he would like. From Bertolo. And it's set to serve with 6 match points in the bank. Make it 5. Nelly finishes. So Valdir has an ace in this match. Won't get it off that. This for the win. No. Teller shunts that ball out to Anzani, but he set him under his armpit, really. Has Berger touched it? He has. Well, unsatisfactory end. In the end, it all kind of fizzles out, but that's the way that it sometimes happens in these 2-leg ties. Trentino did their work pretty early. Picked up the 2 sets they required for a place in the SuperFinals. And they look pretty happy about it too. Lube then go out in the last 4, and Fabio Soli's magnificent debut season with Trentino continues. And it's Alessandro Michieletto that he's going to be man of the match. It's a congratulatory hug and a kiss from his Italian teammate. On the other side of the net tonight, though, Simone Anzani, who blocked very well. So we'll hear from the Prince of Trentino soon, Michieletto. There's your final stats. For what it's worth, the match was over in set 3, but we play on, as we always do. 25-18, 15-9 to Lube. They win 3-2 on the night, but as I said, a hollow victory, with the match going the way of the Trentino side. So, quick dance in celebration, then over to the travelling fans to say a big thank you. And then hopefully Alessandro Michieletto will be able to head over to have a chat with us in the mix zone. That's nice to see from the Lube fans.